Hey guys, Sam here. With this video, we're going to continue our series of best states to purchase a $1 billion home in. We've already shot the video of states 41 through 50, which you should find on my profile. If you'd like and subscribe, that's how you get to it. I might also link it up here somewhere. With this video, we're going to go through states 31 through 40 and kind of those lower end, but starting to get a little better $1 million homes. Again, just a quick background on the definitions we're using. At least 1 acre of land, so you have room to kind of have an estate. At least 3,000 square feet, because you want a big enough house. There's kind of a limit to how many nice fixtures you can put in a 1,500 square foot house before it just can't beat a 5,000 square foot house. And we're basically using houses currently available on Zillow for between $995,000 and $1,005,000. So right exactly at that 1 million mark, give or take 5,000. There's 1 or 2 houses on this total list that are outside of that, usually closer down to 900,000. That's just because there isn't anything available in that state for that price range. So with that being said, let's jump into it with house number 40. House number 40, we are in the state of New Hampshire, 362 Crossroad, Rumney, New Hampshire. As from before, if you are from New Hampshire, know where Rumney is, comment down below, let me know whether you think I got this right or wrong, and also what this area is like, because I don't know a lot about New Hampshire. 5 bedrooms, 5 baths, right at $995,000, 4,900 square feet, so a decent sized house. Looks like natural gas and floor heating in this one, which is nice to have in New Hampshire. We're getting a little bit bigger than we were before in the previous video. You're starting to see a little bit better houses as these states kind of improve. The further up this list we go, the better the state is for either the ability to have good housing prices or just a better state to live in, better view, whatever, for a smaller house. Brand new house, 2021, 8 acres, so pretty solid. It is right on this lake, which is awesome. Could look better from the outside, but you got your covered porch, 3-car garage. Looks like a guest quarters above the garage here. Actually, this porch wraps around. I don't know why they didn't kind of finish this out. Kind of private driveway, trees all around, which is nice. See how close you are to the lake. I don't know if this borders or not with 8 acres. It might come right in here, but close enough that you have access to it. Beautiful home inside, well designed. It's probably vinyl flooring, but it looks good. Good color choices. They didn't do anything gaudy or awful. Trimmed everything pretty well. It's either marble or quartz cabinets. It's got a kind of farmhouse style that you're seeing a lot. You see the sliding doors there. It's got kind of all the rooms and functions you want. This is lower on the list just because it's kind of generic. It is what you would get in any kind of new build that's on the more upscale side. And for $1 million, you kind of want that little bit extra, which you'll see later in this list. But yeah, this house is fine. It's a nice house. It's cold, New Hampshire, which kind of drops a little bit on the list. Can't do a lot of outside stuff in your dry outside area unless it's summertime. Garage is nice. Looks like this is unfinished going up to the second story. I don't know if that's what this is. It looks like it might be. Yeah, fine little house. Decent acreage right by the lake. Could do a lot better, but could definitely do a lot worse. There's nothing wrong with this house. Looks like there's a river going down the lake too, which is pretty cool. But like, look at this weather. Like $1 million and you can live in this weather. It's not what you want to do. All right, house number 39. We are in Maryland, 2310 Kings Arms Drive, Falston, Maryland. Again, tell me where Falston is. It doesn't look like one of the big ones. This house is massive, 6,800 square feet, 6 bedrooms, 4 baths, right at $1 million. Older house, but everything. I mean, older compared to we saw that house in Vermont or whatever from 1700s, but this is 30 years old, 40 years old. Big house, big beautiful house on the East Coast. Good lot size. We are on 3 acres, so just enough for the house. Reason it's kind of lower on the list. It's a nice estate-looking house, but the inside just is dated. This is very much an 80s house. You can kind of see the 80s look, which just is not in style anymore. It's again, you drop it $1 million, you kind of want it ready to go. You don't want to have to upgrade your house. It's got some cool fixtures, like this stairway is kind of nice. Got these weird raised floors, this kind of ugly color floor. Actually, there's like 3 or 4 different sizes of heights of floor here, huh? You can see it here too as well. It's kind of bouncing all over the place. It's a tripping hazard. This tile's awful. So are these cabinets. So pretty much needs a gut job inside. This kitchen Why are these two different colors here too? You got the gray down here, and then you have the ugly brown. No idea what's happening up here. I guess that can stay, but I wouldn't be my first choice. This fridge is massive though. Double ovens it looks like. So I mean, you got kind of the amenities and the size you need, but just the aesthetic of it is, ugh. This house would be much, much higher if they had renovated the inside here, because to make this look nice, you're looking at, oh my god, I don't think they sell those anymore. You're looking at $1 million or two. I say that every time. It may only be 100,000 or two, but it's not cheap. I don't know if there's any contractors watching this. Who decides to put this tile in? This is the ugliest tile, and it's all over the place. It can't be easy to put in, because I think you have to grout between all these lines, but it's so hideous, and it gets so dirty because every single one of those grout lines is like just a trap for mold. Like, just use this beautiful marble or whatever here. Just put this on the walls. It's 100 times better shower. This isn't so bad because it looks like natural stone, but this is just, don't. Again, here it is again. It's just, but yeah, I mean, cool idea, cool basic style. Floors. Yeah, the inside of this house was much better, much higher on the list. Let's see if we have any pictures of the outside. It's also kind of empty and soulless. Like, this is just a big empty room. What the hell's that for? Is this? Doesn't look like a safe. It's not very well hidden if it is. Just a bar, but it's so generic. It's like an empty wall, white wall. Boring. You have the pond out back, which is cool. Nice little porch when it's not freezing out. You're just gonna hear me talk about the snow for a while here. Yeah, barbecuing over the lake, so summertime you can have some nice parties, but yeah, the inside of this house just kind of ruins it. 38, we get to Kansas, the, I don't know, flat state. It's empty. I've driven through. Right at $1 million. Decent sized house, 4,500 square feet, 7 bedrooms, 6 baths, so they got to be smaller bedrooms. 2708 North Andover Road in Andover, Kansas. Again, I have no idea where that is. We can look at the map really quick here. It's right outside of Wichita, so not too far from decent amenities. I've stayed in Wichita a couple times, but it's not too bad. It's kind of empty, not a lot to do, but it's a cool little farm almost. You've got a lot of outbuildings that you can do stuff with, work on cars or raise animals, whatever you want. It's a silo, windmill, like everything you need for like a cool little farm. It's all red, which is a nice aesthetic. It's kind of lower on the list because Kansas, not a lot to do in Kansas. You got stuff like, the road's not paved. This is very expensive. I don't know how many of you have had to pave a road, but it could be as high as $10 to $20 a square foot, which will add up quickly on something this size. Kind of dated house. It's not the highest thing you get, especially if you're looking for kind of like a luxury home. This is not going to be it. Obviously, this is a farm. As I say that, you switch to a very nice picture of the inside here, but this is a farm. You're like right next to big fields. If you want the farm life, this is probably really high on your list. Let me see how big it's 5 acres, so you could probably get a bigger farm, but if you kind of want a little hobby farm, great spot, especially with a house like this. The interior of this house is really well done. It's not the highest level of everything, but it's, you've got the kind of, what's this, I forget what this is called, where it's kind of a cut-off sink there, where it's kind of slid in. You got like a bar top over here, a big island. Like, this is everything you need in a nice form. You're not going to complain about it on a daily basis. It's clean, nice. We got 2 different kitchens here. I wonder if you have a guest quarters. Let's find out in a minute here. But anyway, we got this kitchen here. It also looks pretty cool with the wood. They did a very good job renovating the interior here. A lot of outbuildings, so a lot of stuff you can do. Beautiful garage. You can park your tractor, or you want to work on an old car or something. Let's see if we got. So it's a remodeled kitchen. They did a good job here with the renovation. Chicken coops, tool crib. There's just a lot of amenities on the outside of this. Milking barn, 3-car garage, 1-acre pond. Yeah, it doesn't say. Maybe that's one of those is the old kitchen, one of those is the new kitchen, but they both look good. I don't know why you would, if you had this kitchen, I don't know why you'd renovate to the other one. And if you have, where's the other one? Is this the same kitchen? There's that window. It doesn't look like it. This looks like a different kitchen from, so I don't know where this kitchen's from. But anyway, nice house, lower on the list just because it's, you know, it's a farm. 37, we are in North Dakota. I actually really liked this house when I first saw it, and I still kind of do. It's dropped significantly on the list just because it's North Dakota, and as much as it is kind of a cool state, there's absolutely nothing there. And so if you're going to drop $1 million, you really kind of want to get a lot if you're in North Dakota. It's a little older, but it's really cool style. It's only 4,700 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2 acres. So in North Dakota for $1 million, you would think you can kind of get a little bit more than that. So value has kind of dropped a bit. But the style is very cool. Looks like dog kennels over here. You're right on this water. Let's see what that is maybe later on. Beautiful like lanterns up front. I think you'd have to custom make these. I don't know where you look to buy those. This is kind of what drew my eyes. There's like this courtyard here where if you have a lot of, you know, nice cars, you kind of have your little auto court there. Big garage. It's not a kennel. It's like a greenhouse. That's cool. It's almost like I didn't prepare for this video at all. I'm just going as I go here. Outdoor fire pit. So it's kind of cool amenities. It's just not very big. I think the property, there's I think a picture of the property line here, but it's just this little bit here because the 2 acres. If this had 10, 15 acres, probably goes up another 5, 10 spots. Yeah, so here is the property line. So you're only really getting a little bit, most of which is the river. There's really this is like a big house. It's not like an estate. The pool's nice little pool area. You got kind of a pool gazebo. Kind of dated. This kind of feels like somebody's grandparents' house where, you know, they've got decades of grandkids coming through here, but they really haven't renovated before selling. Yeah, so like you're just really not getting a lot of usable space, and a lot of it is kind of just blended with your neighbors. So if this house was like all of this, then definitely much higher. Let's go to the inside. Inside again, a little dated, but it's nice. Probably could use some paint. The kitchen there's a lot of wood. It just feels old, feels dated. So that's a massive brick wall for a tiny fireplace. And no idea what that is. Is that like a fake plant, or is that coming out of the floor? Anyway, yeah, just dated house, dated kitchen. This has been very nice in 70s, early 80s, kind of showing its age at this point. But yeah, beautiful house. But yeah, the other thing too is just how much of this wood paneling there is. This doesn't look good to begin with. You paint it might be alright, but painting these slats is probably not going to be too easy. Decent bathroom. The bathroom's decent shape, but yeah, just all this kind of ugly wood color. Is that tile or wallpaper? I can't even tell. Yeah, just the wood continues everywhere, so kind of drops it a bit on our list. Is that a sauna? I don't know what that is. It might be a sauna, which is cool. A lot of usable space though for this property. Got some kennels under here. Workbench. So beautiful home for $1 million. At 36, we are in the state of Ohio. I have this picture up because whoever this listing agent is put this really blurry one up first, which I guess is just really small. So you can't really see what the house looks like, but 995,000, 6,600 square feet, so decent sized house. 6 beds, 6 baths in Mount Gilead, Ohio. 7326 State Route 19, whatever the hell this means. I haven't actually seen this before. You guys know what this means? It almost looks like, typically when you see that, at least that I'm familiar with, it looks like it's, you know, a specific house in a subdivision. You know, beyond the, like if they all have the same address, then it's like number whatever, but you've got a range of numbers, and I don't know what that is. 2008, newer house, only 2 acres, which kind of drops it, and it's Ohio. You have to love or hate Ohio. Well landscaped, so beautiful lawn, no weeds. It looks like garage, courtyard, brand new shed, basketball hoop court. This brickwork is really nice here. And you got this little pond. This looks like this might, because this is a boat launch, same here, and a lift. So I'm sure this goes out to some better waterway for your boat. You're not just using it here. You are really close to your neighbors. There's really nothing in between. So there's not a lot of privacy. Just drops it further. Let's go to the lake, but it's cool you're on the lake, but again, you got these neighbors like right in your business. But huge house, very pretty house. other than the fact that, Ohio and neighbors be pretty high on the list. It's a beautiful kitchen. You've got kind of a butcher block here, it looks like, and oh, that's really cool. There's like a pot filler above the stove. I wonder if there's a sink in there. Yeah, so that's kind of, I haven't seen that before. Double oven, so nothing wrong with this kitchen. It's a very nice house. Like, this is a very kind of upscale house. I wonder if you can see the dog behind you. Hey, buddy. Can't see him. Anyway, three-legged dog. Yeah, so kind of everything you need with a nice house. You could drop this house in any place and location, and it would be definitely worth a decent amount of money. You got a wet bar and a nice comfy space, good carpets. Absolutely nothing wrong with the house itself here. High-end, high-level patio, rocking chairs. Probably don't come with it, but good touch. Oh wait, let's look at the... So that's interesting. It's like a griddle. What happens if somebody just turns this on? It just runs water all over everything? Ruin your nice floors? I wonder if there's like a drain there. I don't know. I've never designed a house like that. I got the good furniture for this too. There's a lot of pictures because it's a beautiful house. And you can start to see that we're getting towards some like higher end houses in the States here. Kind of an unfinished garage, but a good space that you can do stuff with. The floor is well done here. I like too that the laundry is kind of out of the house, so it's not loud. Yeah, so great little house, state of Ohio. At 35, we have Iowa, 39871 Highway 410, Strawberry Point, Iowa. This is a cabin, but this is a massive cabin, 7,000 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 5 baths. So now we're getting to the point where you drop $1 million, you get you're starting to get $1 million worth of value, where you're getting a huge home. Not those of you who live in the city kind of don't understand this, I guess, but like if you buy a house out in the kind of empty areas here, you're getting a house, like you're getting your money's worth. And this is kind of where it's evident. Like, you're still down on the list here, but we're already at 7,000 square feet. Some of the ones later on even bigger than that. It's just a massive house. Smaller lot, drops it a bit. Iowa drops it a significant bit. There's not a lot going on in Iowa. Sorry, Iowa. And again, I'm spending this entire series just kind of on people's states, but Iowa's up there. It's corn and corn and corn and corn and corn and more corn. So you're just kind of driving. There's a little bit of hills, but it's mostly corn. So unless you're buying a lot of corn or a lot of acreage, you definitely need more than 3 to really have a good time in Iowa. But yeah, and this is just wood aesthetic everywhere, which doesn't help. What is that? Anybody know? It's right by all the wood, which, by the way, huge blocks of wood. But I don't know why you would. Is it like a bunkhouse? Yeah, this is just cabin vibes everywhere. Good luck cleaning all this up here, but it's nice. It's it's kind of upscale amenities and upscale fixtures. But yeah, just you have to love logs. Could be worse. Could be corn. Got a decent few at the front, but yeah, just log cabin vibes everywhere. But the downside is it's in Iowa. And I don't mean that as in like screw you. It's in Iowa. I mean that you have a log cabin kind of cabin feel, and it's not in the woods. If you have this vibe, you want to be like in the mountains, in a pine forest, and this is just kind of in a field. And why? Just put a regular house here. Nevada at 34. This house is a McMansion, 5,761 square feet, 360 Julian Court, Battle Mountain, Nevada. This is boring. It is nice, but it's boring. Just a quick check here, because Nevada is one of those states where you really want to know where everything is. This is not anywhere. Nevada is Las Vegas, Nevada is Reno, and we're talking about Highway 80 in the middle of absolute nothingness. Sorry to those of you who live in Battle Mountain, but you live nowhere. You have to drive like 40 miles to get, not even 40, you have to drive a long way to Reno here. This is 100 miles, 200 miles. Yeah, so this is on the list because you're not getting anything nice in Vegas for $1 million. You're definitely not getting acreage. I guess you probably could get something decent without acreage, but you're not getting like an estate for $1 million. You don't want to live in Reno, and So you end up in the middle of nowhere here. If you live here, great house, 2 acres, 6 beds, 6 baths, 57 square feet. Wood amenities, but there's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, it's house in the middle of nowhere. So honestly, this is probably a $600,000 house. I don't know why it's going for quite so much, especially in the middle of nowhere. A decent house, but again, middle of nowhere. So if you have $1 million, I don't recommend Nevada. But it's higher on the list than yeah. Look at this, just absolute emptiness out here. You're just kind of an empty soulless. You don't even have lawn. Like it's just all kind of asphalt or gravel, and your neighbors are your nicest house in the block, which is never a good idea. There's just better options. But again, the house itself kind of brings us a little bit higher in the rankings than some of those others we've already seen, just because it's a warm state. It's a nice house. It's just middle of nowhere. So after Nevada at 34, we end up in. Sorry, is it 34? Let's see where we're at. Whatever number we're at. This is West Virginia. 355 Flat Top Lake Road, Ghent, West Virginia. For those of you from West Virginia, let me know what Ghent is like in the comments down below. 6,900 square feet, so huge house. This is a cabin, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, so just huge rooms. West Virginia is a decent place. You got good outdoor areas there and hiking and whatnot. Some 5 acres. It's kind of lower on the rankings just because it's a cabin. It's not like a high-end house, but it's a cool cabin. Again, massive. You can sort of see it from here, but I think it goes down in the back as well. I think that's the back there. Looks like you got another garage. Just, lawn right on the lake. Just overwhelming cabin vibes, which drop this beautiful kitchen. But again, just very, very big cabin vibes going just everywhere. This is where your square footage is going. This giant ballroom, I guess. Doesn't really break up the room at all. Like there's no walls or anything, so you kind of have to figure out what to do with this space. It's a cool space, but yeah, if you're hosting a wedding maybe or something, but on a daily basis, I don't know what you do with this. Huge. Is it the same? It's not the same space, is it? Just a huge house, but not a lot of well-used space. Like this is just massive amounts of space, but they're not really doing anything with it. But yeah, cool house in West Virginia. 32, we end up in Jersey. I'm not from Jersey, I'm just mocking your accent. I'm not doing that, don't come after me. Alright, this house is actually kind of cool. You can see here you got this really long driveway going to the actual property in the back. So a little privacy there. Also, beautiful, huge home. A little cold in Jersey in the wintertime, so a little bit further on the list than it normally would be, but also Jersey kind of has that reputation, so you have to want to live in Jersey. But there's a lot of people with $1 million in Jersey, so here's a house for you. 81 Ayerstown Road in Medford, which is a decent sized city. 7 acres, so you kind of all spread out like this. 16 attached garage spaces. You'll see here in a minute when we get to the pictures. This house is kind of built for entertaining. So you kind of drive in, you see the house. There's that, and the pool's in the back. You got these spaces, kind of these outbuildings. So this is just a beautiful shot. Like if you want a house, like this is kind of what you picture of. You have kind of like the tree-lined road, and then probably a Georgia mansion or something at the back. But just having that tree-lined driveway that's just kind of all yours, and you have all that space to work with is winner right off the bat. Beautiful pool, kind of blends well with the house. Could probably have more landscaping here, but it's fine. It's something that's easy to do. The house itself shows its age a little bit. It's definitely like, I would say probably a 90s house. It's that tile that you just really, that square tile, square beige tile that just people just stop using. Older carpets. But yeah, it's a good house. There's a lot of good structure here. You redo the floors and kind of give it a coat of paint, and you'll be in solid shape with it. Furniture is a little dated as well, but fireplace is nice. The bones of this house are very good. It's cool overhang and loft area. Kitchen could be bigger, but again, I think they stopped. I don't know if they still make those with a wood panel on it. Some people like them, some people don't. I've been a huge fan of this just because it gets really dirty, but you can't see it, so whatever. Yeah, this is a good entertaining house. Kind of fly through all these pictures here. Tub probably needs to go, but it's cool that it's like right by the window. It just is a dated interior, which I think drops this house a bit. And those carpets, man. Oh man. But strong showing from New Jersey. This looks like a guest house or a bar area. This yard is adding lots of points to this house. I don't know too if this is roof that needs to get done. I probably have to get an inspector up there and take a look at that. But I'm also not seeing the 16 garage spaces unless it's in here, or I just mean street parking. It's cool. You got a little outdoor like hangout area. Needs to be redone, but the fireplace is cool in the wintertime. Yeah, I guess you maybe could get 16 in there. Oh yeah, for sure. And the last one on this list, 31, we're going to Maine. And this is kind of the start of the states that just really truly have a spectacular $1 million house. And the reason for that is this view off this balcony here. That is just unbelievable. So $1 million, smaller house, 3,900 square feet. Smaller for $1 million. I keep saying smaller house with 3,900, which is great. But for $1 million, you kind of want a little bit more than that. 74 Moosehead Isle Road, Greenville. Built in 2004, 5 acres. And this is all about the view. House is fine. It's not massive. It's not special. It's not a lot of landscaping, not a lot of fancy fixtures, but this view off the patio, if this is legitimately from the house, which I think it is, you can see it out the window there. There's forward to see the window is also great. Like, yeah, the interior is kind of cabinish. Nothing particularly better than what we've seen already, but that view will bring that up significantly on the rankings. Looks like it's almost every window facing that direction. You can see just that lake. Very homey feeling. If you're like going to vacation home in Maine, if you just want a great place to live, it also looks like it's seemingly isolated enough that you get your privacy. Kind of got your woods. I know Maine is great for wildlife and outdoor activities, so it looks like you have that going for you here as well. Yeah, just great house, great job, Maine. Hot tub right there is, you can spend a lot of time there. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. So anyway, that's the video. We will now do another video coming up here that will go through 21 through 30, and we get in the top 20. So stay tuned and tune in.